The funeral reception was held at the Riverside Country Club, Grandpa's favorite place. Crystal chandeliers cast soft light over tables laden with catered food nobody was eating. I stood by the window watching rain streak down the glass, when my sister Melissa's voice cut through the murmured conversations. "Everyone, can I have your attention please?" She stood near the main table, wine glass raised, her black dress probably worth more than my monthly rent. At 32, Melissa had perfected the art of commanding a room. I turned from the window, my own glass of water sweating in my hand. "I know today is difficult," Melissa continued, dabbing at dry eyes with a tissue. "But Grandpa wouldn't want us to be sad. He'd want us to celebrate his legacy." She paused for effect. "His lawyer contacted me this morning. Grandpa left me the rental properties, all 4 buildings in downtown and the commercial plaza on 5th Street. Gasps rippled through the room. Aunt Susan grabbed Uncle Tom's arm. My mother's face lit up with pride. "The portfolio is worth approximately $3.2 million, Melissa announced, her voice dripping with false modesty. "Grandpa knew I'd manage them properly. He always said I had a head for business." I pressed my lips together, tasting salt. Not from tears, from the effort of staying silent. "And my sister?" Melissa's eyes found mine across the room. "Well, she wasn't mentioned in the will at all. But that's okay." She smiled sweetly, poison disguised as sugar. "Not everyone can be trusted with real responsibility." The room erupted in congratulations. Relatives swarmed Melissa, hugging her, praising her, asking about her plans for the properties. My mother beamed like Melissa had just won the Nobel Prize. I stayed by the window. My father approached, awkwardly patting my shoulder. "Don't feel bad, sweetie. Your grandfather knew Melissa was better with money. You understand, right?" I understood perfectly. I'd understood for 35 years, since the day Melissa was born and became the sun around which our family orbited. "I'm fine, Dad," I said quietly. "That's my girl. Always so understanding." He squeezed my shoulder and walked away to congratulate his golden child. I thought about the numbers in my own bank account, the spreadsheet I'd been keeping for 6 years. Mom and Dad's mortgage payments, $87,400. Their medical bills, $34,200. Dad's car repairs, $8,900. Mom's credit card debt I'd quietly paid off, $22,000. The loans they'd asked for that were never repaid, $45,000. Total, $197,500. Not once had Melissa contributed a dollar. I thought about Grandpa's visits to my apartment over the past 2 years. How he'd sit at my kitchen table drinking the tea I made just how he liked it, asking about my work as a financial analyst. How he'd ask detailed questions about investment strategies, property management, tax implications. How he'd smile and say, "You've got the chin mind for numbers, Maya. Just like me." I watched Melissa hold court, already planning her spending spree, and allowed myself a small smile. The reception room doors opened. A tall man in a charcoal suit entered, carrying a leather briefcase embossed with gold lettering, "Harrison and Associates, Estate Law." The conversations dimmed. Everyone recognized Robert Harrison, Grandpa's attorney for 40 years. His eyes scanned the room and landed on me. "Miss Chin?" "Maya Chin." Every head turned. I set down my water glass, my hands steady. "Yes, that's me. I apologize for the interruption." Mr. Harrison crossed the room toward me, his footsteps echoing on the polished floor. "Your grandfather's estate requires your signature on several time-sensitive documents. Could we speak privately?" The room went silent. Melissa's champagne flute paused halfway to her lips. "My signature?" I asked, though I already knew. Grandpa had told me everything 3 months ago, made me promise not to say anything until after the funeral. "Yes. The estate cannot be properly executed without your approval." Mr. Harrison's professional mask didn't slip, but his eyes held a glimmer of something, respect maybe, or satisfaction. Melissa's voice sliced through the silence. "Her signature for what? There must be some mistake." Mr. Harrison turned to her, his expression neutral. "I don't make mistakes regarding estates, Ms. Melissa Chin. I've been practicing law for 43 years. But you told me, this morning you called and said," Melissa's face flushed red. "I called to inform you that you were mentioned in the will," Mr. Harrison corrected. I never specified what you would receive. My mother stepped forward. Robert, surely Maya is just signing as a witness? Melissa is the primary beneficiary. Mrs. Chin, I cannot discuss the details of the estate in this setting. Mr. Harrison looked at me. Ms. Maya Chin, shall we use the club's private office? Of course. I followed him toward the hallway, feeling 30 pairs of eyes burning into my back. Melissa's heels clicked rapidly behind us. Wait. I'm the executor. I need to be there. Mr. Harrison stopped, turned. You are not the executor, Ms. Melissa Chin. Your sister is. The color drained from Melissa's face. That's impossible. Your grandfather was quite explicit in his wishes. Mr. Harrison gestured toward the office. Maya, please. The small office smelled like leather and lemon polish. Mr. Harrison closed the door, muffling Melissa's protests outside. He opened his briefcase and withdrew a thick folder. Your grandfather wanted me to tell you something before we begin. He looked at me over his reading glasses. He said, Maya paid her parents' bills for 6 years without asking for recognition. She visited me every week not for money but because she cared. She has integrity. She earned this. My throat tightened. He knew about my parents? He knew everything. Mr. Harrison spread documents across the desk. He hired a private investigator 2 years ago. Not because he didn't trust you, because he didn't trust them. He pointed to the first document. The rental properties, 4 downtown residential buildings and the 5th Street commercial plaza. Combined value $3.2 million, all transferred to you. They generate approximately $42,000 monthly in rental income. My hands trembled. Melissa said. Your sister assumed. Your grandfather allowed her to assume. He moved to the next document. Additionally, you inherit his investment portfolio, currently valued at $1.8 million. His savings accounts totaling $400,000. And his primary residence, the house on Maple Street, valued at $750,000. The numbers swam before my eyes. $6.15 million total. As for your sister, Mr. Harrison continued, she receives his vintage record collection, valued at approximately $15,000, and his 1967 Mustang, valued at $45,000. Total, $60,000. I sank into the chair. Why? He left you a letter. Mr. Harrison handed me an envelope, Grandpa's familiar handwriting across the front. For Maya, who understood what family really means. My fingers shook as I opened it. Dear Maya. If you're reading this, I'm gone and Robert has just told you about the properties. I imagine your sister has already spent my money in her head. I'm leaving you everything because you're the only one who never asked for anything. You supported your parents while Melissa took from them. You visited me because you loved me, not because you wanted something. I know about the $197,500. Your father let it slip one day, proud of you, though he'd never tell you that. He said you never complained, never kept track. But I kept track, Maya. I saw everything. Use this inheritance to build your life. Stop paying their bills. They have Melissa now and she should learn what responsibility means. You've done enough. You have the Chin mind for money and the Chin heart for family. But remember, family shouldn't bleed you dry. Love always, Grandpa. Tears finally came hot and fast. Mr. Harrison discreetly offered his handkerchief. There's one more thing, he said gently. Your grandfather established a trust for your parents' care, separate from your inheritance. They'll receive $3,000 monthly for living expenses. It's structured so neither you nor your sister can be pressured to contribute more. Grandpa had thought of everything. What do I need to sign? I asked, wiping my eyes. 20 minutes later we emerged from the office. The reception had transformed into a tense waiting room. Melissa stood near the door, arms crossed. My parents sat at a table looking confused and worried. Relatives whispered behind their hands. Well, Melissa demanded. What was that about? Mr. Harrison cleared his throat. The reading of the will occurs tomorrow at 10 a.m. in my office. All beneficiaries must attend. He looked at Melissa. That includes you, Ms. Melissa Chin. You did receive items from your grandfather's estate. Items? Her voice climbed an octave. What items? Tomorrow, Mr. Harrison repeated firmly. He turned to me, his professional mask softening into something almost fatherly. Maya, congratulations. Your grandfather would be proud. He left before Melissa could interrogate him further. She whirled on me. What did you sign? What did he tell you? We'll find out tomorrow, I said quietly. Like everyone else. You're lying. Melissa's eyes narrowed. You've always been jealous of me. Did you manipulate Grandpa? Did you convince him to change his will? The room gasped. Our mother stood up. Melissa, that's enough. No. Melissa's voice shook. She probably visited him every week, pretending to care just to get his money. Everyone knows she's always been jealous that I'm more successful. Successful. The word came out sharper than I intended. Melissa, I've paid Mom and Dad's mortgage for 6 years. I've covered their medical bills, their debt, their emergencies. What have you contributed? Silence crashed over the room. My father's face went pale. Maya, we were going to pay you back. I never asked you to. I helped because I love you. I looked at Melissa. But don't you dare call me jealous when you've never sacrificed anything for this family. Melissa's mouth opened and closed. I have responsibilities. My lifestyle. Your lifestyle is not a responsibility. I picked up my purse. Tomorrow at the attorney's office, you'll learn what Grandpa actually left you. Until then, enjoy your assumptions. I walked toward the door. My mother caught my arm. Sweetheart, what's happening? Did Grandpa leave you something after all? I looked into her eyes, saw the worry there. The guilt. The dawning realization that they'd taken advantage of my love for years. He left me everything, Mom. The properties, the investments, the house. Everything except his record collection and the Mustang. I gently removed her hand. Those go to Melissa. My mother's gasp was echoed by a dozen others. Melissa made a sound like a wounded animal. That's not possible, Melissa whispered. He loved me. He always said. He loved you, I interrupted. But he respected me. There's a difference. I left the country club as chaos erupted behind me. Melissa's shrieks. My mother's disbelief. Relatives arguing about whether Grandpa had been senile, whether I'd manipulated him, whether the will could be contested. Outside, the rain had stopped. The sky was clearing, revealing stars. I sat in my reliable Toyota, the car I'd bought used 5 years ago because I was too busy paying my parents' bills to afford something new. I thought about the $6.15 million now in my name. The monthly rental income that exceeded what I currently earned annually. My phone buzzed. A text from my father. We need to talk about this. Another from Melissa. You won't get away with this. And one from my mother. How could you let Grandpa do this to your sister? I turned off my phone. Tomorrow at the official reading would be even worse. But I'd endured 35 years of being overlooked, undervalued, and taken for granted. I could handle one more day. As I drove home, I thought about Grandpa's words. Family shouldn't bleed you dry. For the first time in 6 years, I didn't have a spreadsheet calculating how much I owed anyone. I was finally free. And Melissa could learn what I'd always known. Real inheritance isn't about money. It's about earning someone's trust, one visit at a time.